investigative unit has learned 2 top prosecutors in San Francisco have just resigned and will now join the effort to oust their former boss, District Attorney Chesa Boudin. On Friday, we broke the news that the campaign to recall the district attorney has submitted enough signatures to put the issue on next year's June ballot, so long as those signatures are verified by the city's Department of Elections.
Tonight, senior investigative reporter Bigad Shaban sits down with the 2 former prosecutors in their only television interview to learn why they've joined the recall effort and believe the DA should be fired.
Major retail stores across San Francisco have become crime scenes. Gun violence has doubled this year. Burglaries are at the highest levels in recent history. And car break-ins have spiked more than 150% in parts of the city, according to police records we obtained.
We are seeing repeat offenders and dangerous individuals be released before they should be.
Prosecutor Brooke Jenkins has convicted some of San Francisco's most violent criminals, but says since Chesa Boudin took over as district attorney last year, he's made it impossible for her to do her job.
You honestly believe that the city's top law enforcement officer is actually making San Francisco more dangerous?
Yes. Public safety is not his focus. The needs and the rights of victims are being ignored, and that is the problem here.
In protest, Jenkins quit last week. And on the same day, for many of the same reasons, so did her co-worker, longtime prosecutor Don Bain. Both lawyers say they've joined the effort to recall Boudin.
I thought he would be a reasonable, progressive, and thoughtful leader of the office. And unfortunately, I was wrong.
Documents obtained by our investigative unit show at least 51 attorneys have either left or been fired from the San Francisco DA's office since Boudin was elected. About a third of the department's lawyers now gone.
Has what you've seen worried you?
Absolutely. I've seen decisions made in this office in the last year plus since Chesa took over that shocked my conscience. And I've been a prosecutor for 30 years.
Those are harsh words.
And they're true.
Bain and Jenkins argue the DA, who used to work in the public defender's office, regularly sides with those attorneys over his own staff in deciding how to charge criminals.
If I would not simply agree to what was being requested of me with respect to resolution by a public defender, they were either expressly telling me that they would go directly to Chesa, or I would receive an email where Chesa was copied indicating that they wanted a particular outcome in the case.
So I want to be clear here. You're saying that lawyers in the public defender's office essentially are getting to boss around attorneys in the DA's office?
That's the way that it feels, yes.
Jenkins and Bain say the DA's leniency on criminals has proven deadly and point to actual cases. After an early release by the DA, a convicted felon was arrested 4 more times that year, but never charged. That same man then drove drunk in a stolen car, hitting and killing 2 women. When another man was convicted of shooting his girlfriend in the stomach, Bain says he was ordered to violate state statutes and request a more lenient sentence.
I was asked to essentially defy the law.
Instead, Bain says he withdrew from the case.
Had you ever withdrawn yourself from a case before that?
Never. I've done 136 jury trials in my career. Never have withdrawn from a case before.
We wanted to talk to the district attorney about his policies, but for more than 100 days, his office ignored our repeated interview requests. So we tried catching up with him at an event he was hosting about his efforts to protect victims of violence, an event he invited the media to attend.
You've been avoiding our questions for months, sir. You have.
We waited for more than 2 hours until he was done speaking, but he still didn't want to talk with us.
What is it you're trying to avoid, Mr. District Attorney?
The DA then headed to the restroom, which is where we left him, but he promised to eventually answer our questions.
Absolutely.
But the next day, his office told us we're declining this interview.
Everybody, please put your hands together for Chesa Boudin!
On Thursday, the district attorney held what he described as an anti-recall rally.
We will do whatever it takes to prevent violence, to keep our community safe, and to hold those in power accountable.
The DA wouldn't talk to us about the latest criticism from his former attorneys, but a spokesperson for his office rejected the accusations in a statement saying the DA is prosecuting criminals at the same rate as previous district attorneys and other nearby counties, and adds Boudin is expanding services and support for crime victims and using bold approaches to end gun violence, including prosecuting the makers of untraceable weapons, known as ghost guns.
What I'm impressed by is the comprehensive way he's thinking through all these different issues.
Dr. Keely McBride is a political science professor at the University of San Francisco. She's been studying crime and punishment for 30 years and says Boudin is among a group of reformer DAs across the country trying to end mass incarceration.
It seems like if there was any place that would be willing to embrace progressive reform efforts, it would be here in San Francisco.
Yes, and I think that's why he got elected. But you've got to think about the fact that the United States has been on this trajectory for 50 years now. And we've built up all of these systems of jails and prisons and parole and electronic monitoring systems, and we have let go of a lot of different social services, mental health counseling, drug counseling, etc.
For major reform to be successful, she says, a lot more changes are needed, far beyond just the DA's office.
So I would liken this to Chesa Boudin was elected to be a football coach, and he's got a football team and a football stadium and all the equipment to play football, and he shows up and says, well, now we're going to actually play baseball. I mean, I think a lot of people have panicked during COVID with the increase in crime rates. That's probably one of the reasons why a lot of San Franciscans are saying, oh, I don't want to try this new thing now. The world is scary enough right now.
Being an African American and Latino woman, I would wholeheartedly agree that the criminal justice system needs a lot of work. But when you are a district attorney, your job is to have balance. You can't simply focus on the defendant.
What would you say to those who simply try to paint you as a disgruntled employee?
Anybody who knows me knows that I'm not disgruntled. I'm just disappointed with Chesa and his management. So I strongly believe, at the risk of losing my career over it, that he needs to be recalled.
I've spent the last 7 years of my career serving this city and serving the district attorney's office and its victims. I loved every bit of what I was doing. I'm not disgruntled. I'm not angry. This is not a personal issue with Chesa. It is simply what I believe is right and fair for this city and its residents. The fact that killers may go free just doesn't sit very well with me.
Election officials now have up to a month to certify the recall signatures, but we've learned more than 83,000 have been turned in. That's about 30,000 more than they actually need to get the recall on the ballot. It's also nearly 1 out of every 10 people in San Francisco. Now, on our website, we've posted extended clips of our exclusive interviews with both former prosecutors. You can find out how often they say Boudin would get involved in their cases and learn what parts of the DA's office they now describe as anarchy. That's all at NBCBayArea.com/investigations. With the Investigative Unit, I'm Bigad Shaban.
Thank you, Bigad. If you have a story for Bigad or anyone in the Investigative Unit, call 888-996-TIPS or visit our website, NBCBayArea.com/investigations.